Now I move on to the problem number 76. In an arithmetic progression, seventh term is 5 times its second term, and fifth term is 1 less than twice the third term. Write the arithmetic progression. Find the 15th term of this progression using formula. So ನೋಡಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಹಿಯರ್ we go one by one. So ಏನೇನು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಡೋಣ. Okay, let us see what conditions they given. So first I'm going to write given. Then in an arithmetic progression, seventh term is five times its second term. So seventh term and then it is A7, correct? No, A7. I write A7 is 5 times this is on the equals is on the 5 times on the 5 times means multiplication of that. So that means you put multiplication sign. 5 times what? Second term. Second term is what? A2. So A2 that whole thing. Now next. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಫಿಫ್ತ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಅಂದೇನು A5 ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ A5 ಹಾಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. A5 equals ನೋಡಿ is ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ, is ಅಂತ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು 1 less than twice the third term. Twice the third term first ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. Twice the third term ಅಂದೇನರ್ಥ? That means 2 times third term. Third term ಅಂದ್ರೆ A3 ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. So 2 times A3. 1 less ಅಂದೇನರ್ಥ? You have to subtract 1. Okay, and then 2A3 minus 1. Okay, 1 less than that, you have to subtract 1 from. Okay, and then in my next step, what I write? Write the arithmetic progression. We need to find out AP. Okay, and also we need to find out 15th term. 15th term is what? A15. Correct? No. So let me write it. Define which one? AP and A15. Okay, that's it. Then ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದೊಂದಾಗಿ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ನೋಡಿ, 2 ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ಇದೊಂದು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್, ದಿಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್, ದಿಸ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್. ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ 2 ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್ ಗಿವನ್, ರೈಟ್? So based on the condition, we are going to arrive at 2 equations. First, let us see. Now here we are going to take condition 1. What is the condition 1 here? So I have the first condition 1. So condition 1 ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನೀಗ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಈಗ ಸೊ ನಾವು ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, what is A7 people? A7 is nothing but A plus 60. Shortcut formula apply ಮಾಡೋದು ನಾನು ಬೇಗನೆ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಬೇಡ. ಸೊ ಬೇಗನೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, A7 ಮೀನ್ಸ್ A plus 60 ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ A plus 60 equals to 5 into ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, 5 into A2ಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, A2ಗೆ A plus D ಅಂತ ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದು. A plus D. Okay, see how I'm using the bracket ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು. The moment you come across binomial term with the monomial term, you have to use bracket. Okay, single term ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಬಲ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಡಬಲ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಬಂದಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು ಈ ತರ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್, ರೈಟ್? A plus 60 equals to 5A plus 5D. Okay, why 5A plus 5D? 5 into A is 5A, 5 into D is 5D. Like that. Then, ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು, ಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಮೂವ್. That means to say, see here, we are going to transpose this 5D to the left hand side. This A, I'm going to transpose it to the right hand side. Okay. So in my next step, what it is, 60 minus 5D, right? And on my right hand side, you get 5A minus A. Okay. Adaadmele, next step, here we write 60 minus 5D is how much? It is equal to D. equals to, and 5a minus a, it will be 4a, because this is nothing. If I write a means it's nothing but 1a. It's like that. So 5a minus 1a is 4a. Like that, you must able to do it. Then I'm going to call it as equation 1. Okay. Then in my next step, I will consider condition 2. Okay. So what is the condition 2 here given? So they told that a5 is 2a3 minus 1. So I'm going to write that. Okay. So I'm going to write this condition 2 here. Okay, condition 2 ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇದು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ 2. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ 2 ನಾನು ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಸೇಮ್ ಅದೇ ತರನೇ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಕಟ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡೋಣ ನಾವು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಕಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಮೈ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ a5 ಏನ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದು, a+4d. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ಸೊ ರೈಟ್ ದಿಸ್ a+4d equals to. Next ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, 2a3 means what? 2 bracket open, a3 means a+2b. ಹೌದಾ? minus 1. Then in my next step, what ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, a+4d equals to. Now 2 into a is what? 2a. 2a plus 2 into 2d is how much? 4d. minus 1. Okay. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಈಗ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ನೋಡಿ 4d ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, 4d ಹೊರಟೋಯ್ತು. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ in my next step I write a. This 2a is there, no? 2a, you can move it to the left hand side. Just move it to the left hand side. So I write a minus 2a, okay, equals to, on my right hand side, which is left, what is left out? -1. So I just write -1 here. Then what is a minus a? A minus 2a, it is minus a. Correct? Now why minus a? Because 2 is bigger number, its a sign is minus. So you should retain that. Okay, that equals to -1. Then minus and minus sign gets cancelled. See here, minus and minus sign, I'm going to remove that. So that is to say, in my next step, I just write a equals to 1. Okay, so now I got a as 1. Then I need to see, you got a as 1, correct? Now the next step, what I have to do, I need to find out the value of d. So what I do is I'm going to take this equation 1. In this, I just substitute. Okay, so substitute the value of a so that you get the value of d. Okay, so let us do that. So for this, what I write is, now put a equals 1 in equation 1. Okay, so what is equation 1 here, people? So here we have this equation 1. Let me take this equals to 4a is there, no? I'm going to take it. And then here I told you, no, here you put 1. That's equal to how much? 4. So that means you got d as 4. So now what is a? A is 1, d is 4. Now can we write the progression? Yes, we can write, correct? No? So now let me write this. So the required AP is of the form. Now the required AP is of the form a plus d, a plus 2d, dot, 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 correct? Now that means that is, okay. So what is a value? A value is 1, comma, what is a plus d? A is nothing but 1 and d is 4. So 1 plus 4, comma, next. A is again 1 plus 2 into d is how much? 4. Okay, comma, dot, 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 like this. So I write the next step here. So what is it here? 1, 1 plus 4 is 5, 2 plus 4 is 8, 2 into 4 is 8, 8 plus 1 is 9, correct? No. So 159 will be your required AP, correct? No. I write the conclusion here, and the required AP is 159. Okay. And then after that, see here, we need to find out A15, that is 15th term, because in the problem they give mentioned, find the 15th term of this progression using the formula, correct? So I need to find out the 15th term also. Okay, we already got the AP. So let us write the 15th formula. 15th term, the given AP. So 15th term of the given AP is nothing but A15. What is A15 is equal to? A15 is A plus 14D. Correct. So it's equal to, what is A value? A value is 1 plus 14 into, what is the value of T? T is nothing but 4. Right. That's equal to 1 plus 14 fours are 14 fours is 56. See here, number followed by bracket means multiplication. Remember that. So 14 fours are 56 plus 1. So you get 57. That's it. Okay. So now I move on to the next question. So problem number 77. The ratio of 11th and 8th terms of an arithmetic progression is 3 is to 2. Find the ratio of the sum of the first 5 terms to the sum of first 21 terms. See, all these questions are tricky questions. So all these are present in the last part of your this lesson-based assessment. So kindly concentrate and also practice is must and should. Okay, ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ಗಳು ನೀವು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನು ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ನ. Now, what have they given? The ratio of 11th and 8th term of the arithmetic progression is 3 is to 2. So now let us write that. Given ratio of 11th term to 8th term ಅಂದ್ರೆ A11 is to A8. Okay, A11 is to A8 equals to what it's given to be? 3 is to 2. 3 is to 2 means 3 is to 2. Okay. Next, what do we need to find out? Find the ratio of sum of first 5 terms to sum of first 21 terms. So let me write it. Find sum of first 5 terms to sum of first 21 terms. That is also should be a ratio only. Either the now continue. So I need to find out S5 is to S21. Okay. Now we know that A in an APA, N equals A plus N minus 1 into T. Correct? Or now I'm going to consider the given condition. What is the given condition, people? It is A11 is to A8 equals to 3 is to 2. That was the given condition. All right. Now you must note one thing, people. See, whenever they give ratio, no ratio can be written in the form of a fraction. I mean to say, A11 is to A8 is there. So A11 no A8 ಅಂತ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಆ ರೇಷಿಯೋನ ಫ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀಬಹುದು. ಯಾವ ತರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರೈಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ A11 by A8 ಅಂತ ಬರೀತೀನಿ. And on the right hand side also 3 is to 2 I can write it as 3 by 2. So ಇದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾನು 3 by 2 ಅಂತ ಬರೀತೀನಿ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಈಗ ನಾನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ. ಈಗ ಸೇಮ್ ಇದನ್ನೇ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಬೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಫ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ A11 ಅಂತ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, A11 ನಾನು ಎಂತ ಬರೀಬಹುದು? ಕೆನಡ A ಪ್ಲಸ್ 10D. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಅದೇ ತರ A8, what is A8, people? A8 is A plus 70. Correct? A plus 70. Okay, and on the right hand side I get 3 by 2. Okay, 3 by 2, which is written as it is, no changes. Okay, then what you do is you do them nothing but cross multiplication. So doing cross multiplication is what? I tell you, see here, ಇದನ್ನ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿ, ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದೇ ತರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಈ 3 ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ 7D ಜೊತೆ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಅದೇ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಐ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ, ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ರೈಟ್ ಇಟ್. So 2 into A plus 10D, okay, equals to 3 into A plus 7D. Okay, close. Okay. Then in my next step, listen here, we have to do the multiplication of the distributive property. ಏನಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲಿ 2 into A, 2 into 10D, 3 into A, 3 into 70. Okay. So 2 into A is how much? 2A plus 2 into 10D. 2 into 10D is 20D equals again on the right hand side. 3 days 3A plus 3 into 70 is 21D. Right? Okay. ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ in my next step, what I do is I just move all the A terms to the left hand side and all the D terms to the right hand side. So now here, my next step, what I do is, so ಏನಂತಿಲ್ಲಿ A minus 3A equals to, and on my right hand side, I write 21D minus 20D. Yeah. Then, what is 2A minus 3A? See here we get minus A, correct? No, why minus A? Because 3 is bigger number and its sign is minus, equals to 21 minus 20D. How much it is? It is D. Yeah. Or I can also write this as A equals to minus D. Okay. So you can just shift it over to here. That means how it is got shifted means you just multiply both sides by minus 1. So what will happen? Minus to minus, it will become plus. Here D into minus 1 is minus D. Okay. If you don't understand, let me write it. Multiplying both sides by minus 1. Yeah. We get, so we get what? A equals to minus T. ಓಕೆ ಇದೇನ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಏನ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಯಾಕೆ ಇದು ಈ ತರ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ರೀಸನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬಂದು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪೋಸ್ ಅದು ಇದೊಂದು ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಬೇಡಿ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈಂಗ್ ಬೋತ್ ಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಬೈ ಮೈನಸ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಗಾಟ್ A equals to minus D, which I can call it as equation 1. ಏನಾ, ಇದು equation 1 ಅಂತ ಆಯ್ತು. ಈಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ನೋಡೋಣ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. Now I want to calculate this S5 is to S21. Okay, so next step ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, I am going to calculate S5 is to S21. So let us calculate S5 is to S21. So now we know that sum of all terms of a given AP is given by Sn equals to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 to d. So that one we know already, right? So now what I do is I just find out S5. Okay, so S5 can, so just put S5, here S5, let me write it. So as I told you, whenever you're writing that S5, just replace all that n with 5. Okay. So that means, let me take a whole of it. So now here I put n identify. Here also I put 5. Here also I have to put 5. Okay. Then what I do is in my next step, so this becomes, so now here, what is this A? I can replace it with minus D by using equation 1. Okay. So what I do is I copy the same thing here. Okay. Now here, instead of A, what you put? Minus D. Okay. You put A equals to, okay, that's why we got that minus D. See here, A equals to minus D is there. No, that one I'm going to, instead of A, you put minus D. Then what about 5 minus 1? Becomes 4D. 5 minus 1 is 4. So 4 into D is 4D. Okay. In my next step, I write, see here, I write S5 here. So S5 on the left hand side here, 5 by 2 into bracket open, minus 2D plus 4D bracket close. Okay. So now minus 2d plus 4d is nothing but 2d. Correct, no? So I write like this. Yes, 5 equals to 5 by 2, okay, into. So now in the bracket, you should write 2d, correct, no? So inside the bracket, I write 2d. Now here something gets cancelled. What is that? This 2 and this 2 gets cancelled because multiplications are right. So when there is a number followed by a bracket means it's multiplication. I can easily cancel. This 2 and 2 is gone. So that means, it means to say that what is Sy is equal to? So it means that Sy is equal to 5d. Okay. Now, similarly, I'm going to write the next part. Similarly, what we have. So now I'm going to find out S21. Same formula you take, same way, no changes. See, we are going to take the formula here. Okay. So take the formula here, same formula, no changes. Now, instead of this one, we should take S21, right? 21. We need to write that 21. Now, wherever n is there, put 21. Okay. 21 here also put 21. Okay. Then next step. Okay. Begin ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು ಅದೇ ತರನೇ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸೈಡ್ is 21. Okay. And on my right hand side, so 21 by 2 ಹಾಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Bracket close, bracket open. So 2 ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎ ಇರೋ ಕಡೆ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು, ಮೈನಸ್ ಡಿ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಸೊ 2 bracket plus d plus 21 minus 1 is how much? 20. 20 d bracket close. Okay. Next step. Then what happens? In my next step, I write S21 equals to 21 by 2. Okay. Bracket close, bracket open. 2 into minus d, 2 into minus d is minus 2d plus 20d. Bracket close. Then in my next step, I can write it as S21 equals to 21 by 2. Okay. And then bracket 1, 18d we get. Because 20d minus 2d is minus, this is 18d. Now we can cancel this 2 and 18, correct? No, so 2 ones are 2 nines are we get. Okay, so that means I write S21 equals to 21 to 9 is what? 189. See, 1, I get 189d. Okay, so now I got 189d. So that is S21, correct? Now, A5 by A21. Let us find out that A5 by A21 is nothing but. So what is A5, people? It is 5D. And S20, this one. And then A5 by A21, see here, one more thing I want to tell you. See, when you take the ratio, even the terms also will be the same ratio. That means to say, see, we right now here, we are asked to find out what S21 by S20, S5 by S5 is to S21. So even the terms also will be in the same ratio. Okay. So now what I do is, in my next step, see here, we are going to write this. So here we have S25. We need to find out that. Let us write that S5, S21. So I write the ratio. S5 is to S21, right? Right, S5. Okay. What to write this S5? S5 by S21. So on my right hand side, I write so 5D by 189. Yeah. So here we are going to cancel off this D and D. Okay. So now next step, I write in my next step, right? So what is this actually? It means that S5 is to S21, correct? I write that. So fraction, I'm just writing it again in form of ratio. So S5 is to S21 equals to 5 is to 189. Okay. So that means to say, what's the conclusion we can write? Hence, the ratio of first 5 terms to the sum of first 21 terms is 5 is to 189. So that is our final conclusion. Okay. So let me explain once again what we have done in this problem. So first what we do it. So here in this question, we were asked to find out S5 is to S21. So they already given A11 is to A8, which is 3 is to 2. Now using an equals a plus n minus 1 to t, we are going to determine A11 is to A8. So which is already given as 3 by 2. From this, you're going to arrive at one particular condition, that is minus a equals to d. Then what I did, or is nothing but a equals to minus t, what we got. So I just called it as equation 1. Then what we need to do, we need to calculate S5 is to S21, which is asked in the problem. So now I used SN formula, and then in that SN formula, we found out S5 separately, and also we found out S21 separately. Then what you do to find out the ratio, just divide one by the other, okay, and finally write it in the form of ratio as 5 is to 189. So this is our final conclusion. Okay, so that is the uh, problem solution. Now I move on to the next question. So I have the next question. 78 problem, seventh term of aptitude. So this problem got repeated. So you please refer to problem number 55 because it's already repeated. I move on to problem number. I have the problem number 79. Okay. Another important question. So let me read out this question. The pth term of an arithmetic progression is q and qth term is p. Prove that rth term of the progression is p plus q minus r. Very important question, people. So this is very important question. So let us see how to do this problem. Okay. So first, the problem I given. Okay. So given AP, so given AP is equal to Q, and so that is P term is AP. Okay. And Q term is AQ. Q term is P. Okay. Then what we need to prove? We need to prove that AR, okay, R term is AR. We need to prove that AR term is equal to P plus Q minus R. Okay. Now we know that n equals a plus n minus 1 into t. This is our already we know that. Correct. Now what I do is in my next step, I write wherever this n is z, you are going to replace it with p. Okay, so I just write here. Now AP is equal to a plus p minus 1 to t. Okay. So what is AP? So actually AP is already, you know that AP is nothing but Q, correct? No? So in my next step, I write like this. See here, I'm going to write AP as P. P equals to, and then A plus P minus 1 into T. Okay, you can take this on the right hand side and you can call it as equation 1. Okay, then similarly, you have AQ is equal to A plus A plus Q minus 1 into T. Same way. So instead of N, you are going to replace it with Q. Then, see here, the same step. So what is AQ? AQ is nothing but P. Okay. So this is Q. Okay. This is, see, this is AP is nothing but Q, correct? No, AP is nothing but Q here. Q equals A plus P minus 1 to T. And what is AQ? AQ is P. So P equals to A plus Q minus 1 into T. Okay. So this one, you can call it as equation 2. Then, now what I do? Now I do subtraction, that is 2 minus 1. Okay. See what will happen if I do 2 minus 1. See on my left hand side, see here. So here on my left hand side, 2 minus 1 is what? Second equation, that is P minus Q you get, correct? No? So we get P minus Q. Let me write that. P minus Q equals to, and on my right hand side, you will be writing A plus Q minus 1 into T minus. See, we are getting another one complex term, right? So here you have the another binomial term we have got. Okay, so A plus P minus 1 to T, correct? No? So immediately you have to use a bracket. So just open the bracket here, like this, and enclose it with a bracket. So here, this is P value. P value is A plus Q minus 1 to T. And what is P? This one is P value. Okay, and here, so this part, this is the second equation. And here is the first equation. Do the subtraction. And in my next step, see here, P minus 1, P minus Q equals to, and so no changes here. I just write as it is, no changes. Then open the bracket here, we get minus A minus T minus 1 into T. Okay, like this we get. So now here you must note one thing. This A and this A gets cancelled. Okay, so the cancel out of it, A and A. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಪಿ ಮೈನಸ್ ಕ್ಯೂ ಹಾಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಏನು ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಓಕೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಐ ರೈಟ್ ಟಿ ಇಂಟು ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಓಪನ್ ಐ ರೈಟ್ ಕ್ಯೂ ಮೈನಸ್ 1 ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಟಿ ಇಂಟು ಕ್ಯೂ ಮೈನಸ್ 1 ಇದನ್ನ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾನೇ ತೋರಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು ಬೆಟರ್. So now just write it. So what is left out here? T into Q minus 1 minus T into P minus 1 into D. Okay. Now this means in my next step, you can take out D as common factor. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು D ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಅದನ್ನ ಕಾಮನ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ತೆಗಿಬಹುದು. D ನ ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ತೆಗಿತೀನಿ. So right like this, P minus Q equals to, now take out T here, write it here, then inside the bracket, you write what you're going to write. So now here, I write Q minus 1 minus, see here, P minus 1 is there. No, you should be writing along with the bracket because you should not directly open the bracket, better So I'll be showing in the another step. Okay. So, but people, if are already expert means you can do the direct step. So here E minus Q is there as it is, E equals to, now T, I take it here, it over Q minus 1. Okay. Take this minus, open the bracket. Here, if you open the bracket, minus into P is minus P, minus into minus 1 is plus 1. Okay. So I write P plus 1. It close like this. In our next step, I write P minus Q equals to, here T will be as it is. Then we get Q minus P, correct? So I write Q minus P. Q minus P. It close. So like this. In my next step, so here, just like this. So now next step, P minus Q will be as this, no changes. Now I just make some small change. What that small change is, you just interchange this Q and P. So when I interchange, what will happen? We are going to get the minus sign. So that plus D will become minus D. Minus D, bracket open, P minus Q it becomes. P minus Q, bracket close. See, the concept is ಬರ್ತಿದ್ರೆ A minus B can be written as minus of B minus A. This is the concept that you're going to use. Okay, A minus B can be written as minus of B minus A. So Q minus P can be written as minus of P minus Q. So that's why I written minus sign outside. Now P minus Q gets cancelled. Okay, so that means what we get? That means to say you get D equals to, so here on the right hand, on the left hand side, you get 1 equals to minus D, right? So we get like that. Or that means to say you can interchange the signs here. So that means I can write D equals to minus 1. So you got D equals to minus 1. So let me write the concept here, what I used. So here I used the concept of using, okay. So here using A minus B equals B minus C. This is a concept I used. Okay. So I got D equals to minus 1. Now what I do is I'm going to put D equals minus 1 in equation 1. Okay. Now put D equals to, now put D equals to minus 1 in equation 1. So where's equation 1? Let us take equation 1 here. So I'm going to take the equation 1 here and put D equals to minus 1. Okay. So here